Hey everyone, so just real quick, I wanted to come on and share with you a new tarot deck that I have, the Rada Tarot deck. This is this is actually a classic deck, complete with 78 cards, 22 major arcana cards, and 56 lesser arcana cards, and they are all in full color. So what I like about this deck is my second deck, but what I like about it is it's easy to read. So if you are new to the tarot decks, if you are trying to learn how to read tarot cards, I would highly suggest that you get a deck like this. It's easy to read. It actually comes with a booklet that I'll show you guys. It actually comes with a little cheat sheet, so you can actually go through the little booklet here and find out about the cards and pretty much like what the certain symbols in it mean and things of that nature. But, it's mainly, it's real easy to read, like this one, for instance. I pulled 4 cards, by the way, just to explain to you about the tarot deck and the different cards. So this is the Magician card, right? So as you can see, the Magician card actually has one that has like a magician or someone who is of a scholarly level, right? Which means that they are a learned scribe. They know things. They know how to manipulate energy. They know how to manipulate objects, right? Into making you see through the illusion, or possibly creating an illusion where, where they can bring about a certain thing. So that's what a magician is. A magician is actually an alchemist, right? Which means that they know how to manipulate objects. They know how to manipulate energy into bringing about something from nothing, or have something and change it into something else. So as you can see right up here, you have the figure 8. So the figure 8 could actually mean completion. The figure 8 can also mean, a teacher or a master of a thing, right? So the figure 8 has several different meanings. As above, so below. It also means that. It also means, like I said, a teacher, or the infinity symbol, which means what you project out can also be, given back to you. But as you can see, the magician has a candle-like object there in his hand as he's extending it up. So what does that mean? That means that the light is on, right? The third eye is open. The enlightenment that he's getting from spirituality, or being an alchemist, being able to have the ability to change one thing into another, being able to be a master illusionist. So as you can see in this tarot card as well, you also have right here the pentagram, right? Now, a lot of people get this pentagram confused with, it has to be something evil or negative or dark, right? A pentagram is actually a seal, right? It's a seal that you can put within a ritual. It's a seal that you can put over a prayer or something that you're trying to bring about, and you want you want whatever ritual you're doing to be safeguarded. You want it to be protected, right? You want to protect yourself as well as those that you may be praying for or healing, right? So you want to put that seal of the pentagram there. In the old days, when they seen a pentagram, that would mean that that's a seal of protection. It's a seal, or it's something that you don't want to really, really mess with, excuse me. And so that's what that pentagram means. It can mean something dark as well as something light, So when you're dealing with dark energy and light energy, you're just dealing with different polarities of energies, of positive and negative. You know, positive energy, negative energy, the flow of energy, different polarities, right? You also see, I would say that is a chalice or a cup. And you know how we always say in the metaphysical world that you come with your cup or your chalice empty. So then spirit or a teacher, a scribe, or, you know, the spiritual world can enlighten you. They can fill your cup. They can fill your cup with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, understanding of yourself, of spirit, of others, right? So you have a chalice here, and that chalice looks to be empty from what I see, right? So that means that as the magician is performing a art, right? But the chalice is empty, meaning that he's still looking to learn something. He's still looking to perfect something, because if you come with a full chalice to an event or to the table with a full chalice, that means that if I do have knowledge or wisdom that I can bestow or enlighten you with, right? You have no more room to learn. You have no more room to work with. So you need that chalice or that cup empty. So you also have, I would say this is a staff, right? And as you know, Moses carried a staff. Most of your, let's just say elders back in the day, or even today, they carry a staff, which means that they have wisdom. They carry a staff for stability. They carry a staff, excuse me, because of their wisdom, because of they know it is a staff. It could be used to ward off something. It could be used to protect you. It could be used to point and instruct, you know, given lessons. And you also have a sword right here, right? A sword is for protection. That sword can also mean honor. You know, it is with a person that protects, or a person that has honor and integrity. You'll see them, they'll have swords, they'll have staffs to lead their way to, you know, and you let your light illuminate the path, whether you're going through highs and lows, you let that illuminate you, but you also carry objects of protection, stability, and strength. You're also looking to learn something as well as protecting yourself along the way. And then lighting the path, basically creating a illusion, or maybe you're trying to deflect something, you know, or distract someone. So that's the master illusionist, which is the magician. So that's pretty much, to me, that's how you would read this card. You do have, you know, you do have your tulips, you do have your roses and your vines of different plants. And so that just means, to me, that just means that, you know, nature is involved, right? So you're dealing with nature, you're dealing with the polarities of energies, and then the alchemist himself, which creates an illusion, maybe a deception, maybe performing a ritual to bring about something new or different. So that's how I would read that magician card. This one right here as well. You have, to me, it would seem like someone that, okay, you see the water in the background. The water is kind of choppy, right? You see two boats. They're riding the waves, right? So that could mean that something is detriment in their life, or in the life of the person that you're reading the card for. It could mean that they have a rocky relationship. It could mean that they have a rocky life. You know, things aren't going as they would like in their life, and they have to make a determination, a decision on what to do, right? You also see the two pentagrams again, right? So that could be as above, so below. It could mean the light and the darkness, right? You also see the band around the pentagrams, the two pentagrams that are on opposite hands, right? So you're dealing with different polarities, right? You're dealing with positive, negative energy. You're dealing with the rubber bands that is actually in a shape where it can be expanded, where it could be contracted. Again, you're dealing with the infinity symbol. And then you're dealing with the top hat, right? What does the top hat means? Right? A top hat could mean that, a master, just like a master mason in a lodge wears a top hat. So he is the conductor, the master, or the person that's in charge of instruction, of direction, of knowledge and wisdom, right? An esteemed individual who knows, right? So you're dealing with a lot of different things in this card. So that's how you would read this card. So to me, it would be like basically the balance, to learn how to balance your polarities or your energies or your ups and downs in your life, being able to balance them, because as you can see, he's off balance. He's standing on one leg and the other leg is up, which means that in martial arts, or when you're trying to get in a defensive positional stance, that is not a good stance to be in if you want stability. If you're trying to defend yourself, you wouldn't be unbalanced like that. So this card would be read as such, that, you have your different polarities, different energies. Someone who is a master or knows, someone of wisdom, right? That seems like they're unbalanced with the choppy waters and the boats that's floating along the waves, the high the high-pitched waves. So that's pretty much how you would read that card. So it's about learning how to balance yourself in states and situations that are that bring about stormy weather or an uncalm situation. How do you balance yourself? How do you get yourself back on track? So that's what it would mean, because you have the wisdom. You know how to use the polarities of different energies to balance yourself. So why are you unbalanced? What happened in your life that you have to get yourself back on track, right? So that's how you would read that card. This card is the World, right? So as you can see, you have a man up here. You have an eagle up here. And down below, this seems to be a cow or bull, maybe. And this right here is a lion. Excuse me. And then you can see the feminine energy, or the female, with it looks like she's wrapped up in a scarf or in I'm not sure, a banner. I guess that's what you would call that, a banner. So what that banner represents is one is covering her private, right? Except the breast, right? So it's covering herself, and she's getting wrapped up in the world, right? So you have men up here, or masculine energy. You have the eagle, so you can fly high, so you can be able to see and determine what situations exist below or exist within your path. As they say, you want to have a bird's eye view, right? And down here, the bull, sometimes we can be stubborn as a bull or think that we know things and no one else can tell us, anything different. And then you have the lion, which means brave, strength, stability. So when you look at it, it's encased in, to me, it would seem like maybe a rope with the red ribbon. The red ribbon is also representing the root chakra, right? That's the red. The root chakra is the carnal desires. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up in the world and get so into money, fame, fortune, our ego. So that red will represent your carnal desires, being tied up and encircling the carnal desires of the things that will possibly rule over you, right? And then you have the two, I don't know, I would call those wands. They represent wands to me. So two wands would mean if you're a magician and you have a wand and they use the wand to point or direct towards something, then that means that they're directing in two worlds or directing two things, which they are wrapped up in the banner of the conceived world, right? So don't get caught up into this world. Be in the world, but not be of the world, right? Because we as alchemists, we as spiritualists, we that are open to learning the concepts of who we truly are, which is, your soul, your spirit. Keep in mind that this physical body, this avatar, is just a vehicle, right? It's a vehicle. It's an encasement of the true you, which is the soul and the spirit. So don't get caught up into the things that you see that will keep you trapped in this world or on this lower realm. You want to ascend to higher realms, and you can't ascend being trapped or being attracted to these low carnal desires from the root chakra that will not allow you to raise your vibrations so you can ascend to enlightenment, to higher knowledge, and to a starlight being, which is what we all desire to be on the other side, right? So that's how I would read that card. Now keep in mind, this is a tarot card deck that I haven't read the instructions on it. I'm new to tarot cards. But at the same time, if you understand symbols, if you understand spirituality, you can look at a card and really read someone's life. You can read what they're going through. You can read whether it's past, present, or the future. You will be able to give them some insight or enlightenment that will help them on their path that they're traveling. All right, so what this card right here represents strength, right? So you're dealing with, again, the infinity symbol, right? As well as you see the wreath on the female's head, right? So the wreath, again, will represent like a crown. The infinity symbol, again, would be like a teacher coming into fruition, full fruition, coming into the fullness of who you are. You also see a mountain back here, as well as the terrain. I guess that would be like grass, trees, the mountain. So you're dealing with nature again, right? And you're also dealing with what does she have both of her hands on? She has both of her hands on it seems to be a lion to me, right? A lion, which means that the lion represents strength. So the feminine energy that's in this picture represents strength through nature, whatever she's going through or they're going through in nature. It represents having wisdom, which is this figure 8 up here, the infinity symbol. Represents wisdom, strength, nobility, right? And so the person who this card could be for, it could represent that they've been through something, but they have enough knowledge, wisdom, and strength to overcome anything that they're going through, anything that may arise, right? So all they have to do is count on the inner stability within themselves, their inner knowing, they have to trust their heart, right? They have to trust their heart and trust what they know, because a lot of times we can question ourselves and put doubt in our heart and on our minds that don't need to be there. We'll keep questioning ourselves until we doubt ourselves, and we don't know how strong we are. We don't know what we actually know. We will second guess ourselves and create disbelief in something that we already know and something that we've already mastered. But because of the doubt, of the second guessing, of the not knowing and not being sure of yourself, creates the doubt, and that will weaken you. Instead of giving you strength, that will weaken you. So we have to have wisdom. Wisdom means that it's knowledge, it's an understanding, it's an overstanding, and an understanding that you've been through. You know 100% about it because you fought your way through it. Now that you've overcome it, you have wisdom and know how to direct others and assist others along the path, right? Because now you have this strength because you went through all the different elements and terrains and the things in life that tried to hold you down or hold you back. You've overcome that, and you have strength and wisdom, and you're able to educate and enlighten others. So, guys, that's how you would read the tarot decks, tarot cards. You don't have to be a master of it. You just have to know symbols. You have to learn how to read people's energies and just be open. Be open to knowing. Be open to learning. Because when you go into a situation of something that you may know about or something that you have no idea about, but because of your ego and because of being maybe selfish or self-righteous, thinking that you're always right, and that the self is always right. It's about what I say and what I think is right and what you know is wrong. How do you learn anything being that way? You have to be open. You have to be open enough and humble enough to learn from an ant. If you see an ant on the ground, you have to watch the ant and see how it moves. See how they're able to build mounds, or see how they're able to invade a home or invade anything and pretty much take over, right? They have a strategy. An ant is a part of nature that you can learn something from. And maybe that's what nature is trying to teach us. It's trying to teach us to be more humble, to have more grace, to be steadfast, and to just be still and watch and listen and learn. Because by being still, watching and listening and learning, you're going to learn something that's going to take you very far, versus you trying to think that you know everything and from your preconceived notions and from maybe something that the elders taught you, from something that they may know or may have known in the past that worked for them, and it may not even work for you in this day and time, right? Because you have different teachers. I'm not saying disregard anything that the elders teach you. You take it and put it in your tool belt, but you also be humble and quiet enough to listen and to learn other things from nature. Because nature, we're looking for a scholarly savior, right? We're looking for someone to come and, be a president of a country or be a leader in a community that gets the ball moving, that, put us in the right direction, to put us on the right track again to enlightenment, being a community, being positive, doing the right things amongst each other, right? We're looking for that. But in this day and time in 2021, you have to look back at nature and see how nature is evolving, see how nature is teaching you and what nature is doing to evolve itself, and if you're not evolving, if you're not growing, if you're not learning, then you're standing still and you're learning nothing, which means that you can't elevate yourself. You can't elevate your consciousness. You can't learn new things. You can't become the person that you was designed to be. You can't fulfill your desires. You could actually be more blessed and have a lot more things go your way if you were more humble, if you listened, if you incorporated things that guided you. You're looking to be guided by your inner voice, by your heart. What does your heart tell you? What does the inner voices, what are they saying to you? Which is your consciousness, right? When you know something is wrong and you do it anyway because of your ego or because of what someone else may be saying in your ear. So you're doing things not listening to the self. You're doing things out of greed. You're doing things out of selfishness. You're doing things out of from your ego and your lower desires. So what do you desire? How do you desire to change your life? How do you plan to manifest the things that you want to come into fruition? How are you bringing that about? So just giving you guys some wisdom, something that I was thinking about, just working with spirit, listening more, meditating more, and allowing nature to guide me instead of my own selfish thoughts and what I think that I know is right. You have to be humble in this walk in life, in your spiritual walk. You have to be humble. You have to come to the table with an empty cup, an empty chalice, to allow that cup to be filled with knowledge, wisdom, and an understanding of yourself on your path as you go along your way. You will learn the things that will help to incorporate and to help you establish a good life, to help you establish a life that's worth living, a life that you don't have to be ashamed of, a life that you can be proud of one day. So hopefully you got something out of this video. And if you guys, I do spiritual readings, right? So if you guys are looking to get a spiritual reading, maybe to connect with your ancestor, you can definitely email me. You can email me at mentorwithchrisford@yahoo.com. And, once you email me, I will respond back to you with a time schedule, my date, a day and a time where we can schedule a spiritual reading for yourself and get you on the right path. So with that being said, we'll see you.